things have certainly popped off. As Elias comes face to face with a hunting party for the Coalition, a group that knew that he was, quite frankly, firing off inside the city limits. He had fought off a couple of Psy Stalkers who had come to take this opportunity to hurt some of the Simvan. And being the young girl he was originally set to hire, he felt some kind of obligation, but more importantly, he wanted to defend the innocent. And as he did, the major cannon on the side or on the back of a Glitter Boy set of power armor is a truly awesome thing to behold. And he fired it within city limits. It set off a massive shockwave. The sonic boom would have rattled and shattered glass for probably like half a mile around. Everybody would have known something had happened here. And when the dust settled, he tried to move on, even though, he first stopped to try to take care of the young girl who had been grievously wounded. But as he went to move on, he found himself surrounded by not just more Coalition troopers, but also one of their infamous Glitter Boy killers. He fought them to a standstill with the help of some necromancers coming out of the Voodoo Quarter. And as Elias is he found himself in some slightly disturbing but still very welcome allies. He still is now posed with the inherent problem, of course. He's got to figure out exactly what's going on, why exactly someone from his past is here, and if there's a way to cure him of this disease that is spreading through Alexandria, he's going to want to find that too. So, we're going to start with our traditional chaos factors of 5. I rolled a 10, which means that this factor is going to go up to a 6 for this scene. Now let's test it. I rolled an 8, so it's going to proceed as normal. And what I expect right now is that Elias's first thought, of course, 1, he's got to get out of town, and 2, none of this really started at the Coalition until they claim, at least, that they wanted his help to find Deadshot, one of his former Glitter Boy pilots that also defected from New Quebec. So, Elias, just for some bookkeeping, Elias gave him a advance in the last turn, which brought I raised his battle and his taunt skills, because I felt that those were, as things are starting to get a little crazy, the ability, 1, to non-combat weaken an opponent through a skill check is very valuable. And taking the battle skill means that if there's any more mass battles, he can actually at least contribute? ? But of course, he only has a D4 in it to start, so we'll see. But what I anticipate here is that, as you can tell by the background sounds, that the entire of the city is starting to go a little crazy. People take this as a sign, and let's ask the fake question here. Is the majority of Alexandria willing to rise up? It's a 4 and a 5 with the chaos factor of 6. It's +1, so it's a 10, but that's not the 11 that we need. So no, the majority isn't. Instead, a fair few, especially here in the Voodoo Quarter, they begin to try to push the Coalition themselves back. Not quite enough to really to fight off the entire Coalition army that's currently here, but it is enough at least to throw a little bit of confusion into the mix. So we'll fake question this, and Elias use this to try to get out. An 8 and a 1, that's a 9, so no. Does that mean he is going to be confronted? 6 and a 5, it's an 11 plus 1 is 12, so that is a yes. He comes barreling forward. There's no doubt in anyone's mind that, of course, the one Glitter Boy that everyone knows of has been firing off inside town. Coalition troopers begin to converge. They come around And are there more of these necromancers here to help? 6 and an 8. One of them comes up. His eyes are completely just pale blue. And I don't mean that the irises are blue, just corner to corner, from eyelid to eyelid. It is like a pale floating blue. And he stops, pulls a hood up over his head. There's kind of like peaks and dangles that hang out over top of his hood. And he turns, lifting a oxygen mask, or at least a face mask, to cover the bottom half of his face. He goes, "All right, old man Thunder. It is time for you to get out of here, and it is for us to start meeting our fates." And Elias just kind of turns and goes, "Yeah, I could help clear a path for you guys. He goes, you will do what you want, but this is our city, and we are prepared for it." I am going to roll some. I'm going to roll some quick combat here. I'm not going to do a full blow by blow, mostly because coalition troopers versus a boom gun. It's not really much of a fight. But instead, we're going to treat this as kind of like a quick encounter. Now, Elias, of course, is suffering from a -1 because of the fatigue he takes from the fact that he is infected. And we'll ask a question: are the necromancers too infected? 9 plus 5 is 14, plus 1 is 15, so that is a yes. So, let's get a little gunshots going. All right, now Elias, he draws 2 cards, and he draws the ace and the 8. He's going to take the ace. The coalition gets a 2, and his allies get the 2. So each success on a skill check here will grant him 1 success, and every skill check on the enemies will remove 1 success. And we'll say he's got to get 3 before the end of the 3rd round. So we start with a shooting roll of a D8. He anchors in, loads up the boom gun, and 5 minus 1 is a 4, so that's a hit. So he takes 1 token here. The baddies, not that they know that they're the baddies very rarely do. The rest of us know though. That is a 5, so that is 1 success. That removes his. Now his allies, 6 blows up. They're 10. Give him 1 back. So Elias has 2 tokens. Start of the next round. Elias draws the king. Baddies draw the 6. And the necromancers, the, quite frankly, disturbing good guys, draw the jack. Elias takes aim again, starts blowing holes into their cover, and misses completely. His allies also miss as the shots start ringing out, and APC comes around the corner. One of these armored personnel carriers, ready to fire, loaded for bear. The shots just ring off of it, though the boom gun slams into the side. It rocks on its wheels, its broadside open. Now the baddies blow up again. And Elias loses all of his advancement tokens. Okay, is he going to be able to get out of here without actual combat? So we go into the last round. He's got no tokens. He's got to earn 3. So he gets the ace, baddies get the 9, and the necromancers get the 8. Alright. Come on, Elias. Roll something good, buddy. Alright, 6 blows up. 8 minus 1, so he gets 1 success token back. Baddies take it the way. And now the necromancers... Okay, they give him 1 back, but that's not going to be enough. He has fought to a standstill here. He kind of turns back, looks over his shoulder at the necromancers. Fuck! I'm the personnel carrier here. I can't get out. Either... shit. He stops and he looks around and goes, I can leave you guys, but you're going to get cut down. Is this okay with me? They look him up and down. Old Man Thunder, it has been an honor to fight with you. Go. And he will give him a athletics roll to see if he can get out of here. This is -2, 1 for being elderly. -1 to strength, agility, and vigor rolls. So no, he doesn't take a penalty on this. But he takes a 1 from the fatigue. I'm going to give him a vigor check, and if he fails this, then he is going to take a wound trying to get away. Alright, so 7 -1 from his fatigue. He doesn't take a wound. Power armor gets hit, though. He knocks backwards. He takes a piloting roll to see if he can remain upright. It's D8 +2 thanks to his cybernetics. Fuck that, I'm Benny. Alright, there we go. It's just 1 success. The shot hits Thunderchild. He staggers a little bit. Roll to see if he takes a glitch. He takes a -1 to the armor. He stumbles backwards. One of the pylons, or not one of the pylons, one of the thrusters in the back, designed to offset the recoil of the boom gun, it begins to spark. And he knows anytime he fires that there's a risk it's going to throw him over. He goes and flees. The explosions rallying behind him. He hears the sudden missile launch as the APC unleashes on all of them over there. And suddenly, an explosion rings out. He stops what he's doing. And then he goes, fuck. Fucking Coalition. As he continues to run, let's go into a new scene. 9, so the chaos factor is going to go up to a 7. Now, let's test the scene. That is a 2, which means we're going to go to an interrupt. Alright, what is going to interrupt our good friend here? A random event. Let's get to the focus table. 24, which is NPC action. Alright, what actions is it? 3 active and 2 active adversity. Okay. Active adversity. I mean, that just sounds like he's about to get into a fight, right? Oh. Are the Coalition about to use this as an excuse? Are they going to declare full martial law and begin to effectively suppress all of Alexandria? You know, fascist gonna fash. There's suddenly a blaring sound overhead. Just... Elias looks upwards while still running inside Glitter Boy. You can hear his breath just... Fuck. This thing's not supposed to make me tired. Oh, fuck, what is that? And suddenly there is a whoosh. This chromed out black. Long wings and heavy thrusters in the back. The skull-shaped faces as Samus power armor begin to fly overhead. A series of them just begin to unleash the mini-missiles strapped underneath the wings. They almost seem to strike randomly amongst the city. Explosions begin to ring out as people begin to panic. The streets themselves begin to cry, and the Coalition decides now is the time. There's suddenly... Railguns begin to fire off into the city streets. People are screaming and dying. And all Elias can do is run. Is he confronted by some of these Samus power armors? 7 plus a 9 is a definite yes. Let's see here. Let's ask the fake question. Is he outnumbered? 8. No, so it's just 1. But even one Samus flying at full blast can be deadly. And so Elias comes forward. He sees one of these things flying overhead. He stops to anchor in as it turns back around. The high-pitched whoosh over his head, and he draws the Joker. Fuck yeah, about time, Elias. And that is a 10 for the Samus power armor. Now. Finally. Good old Elias. Let's see, did I ever give him... Jack of all trades, streetwise... Damn, if there was ever a time for the actual Deadshot edge. He gets a +2 on the shot. +1 if he's going to fire as his first action. Now, because of the speed penalty, he is going to take a -2, which is offset by the Joker. Actually, no. Marksman means he gets to offset it and ignore it anyway. He stops. He's anchored. He pulls out the boom gun. He lines up. The laser's trying to trace it, but of course he gets a -1 because it's exhausted. A -1 because of the glitch on his armor. +2 from the Joker, which cancel each other out. Marksman counters his the speed difference. This thing is shrieking overhead, so this is just a straight roll. And we are going to use that Benny right away. 3 and 3 is no me gusta. 4 at least hits, but you know what? Just hitting's not enough right now. There we go. Okay, well, 7. As he fires the boom gun yet again. 5d10 and 5d10 plus 5. Alright, so we do 5, 10, 14, 15, 16, 17 total. Oh, that's like one of the worst shots I've ever seen. He fires and he doesn't trail it, or he doesn't lead it quite enough. The shot's just, and as it slams in, the Samus power armor spirals in the air a little bit. Smoke begins to pour out of its back, but it's just barely enough to shake him. The power armor comes back around, lines up. The 8 blows up and hits him with a raise. Let's see, 8 d10s, 3d10 damage. Okay, 14, 15, 16. Not enough to get through the armor, but it does ignore, of course, the laser reflectiveness of Glitter Boys. One of their biggest assets, their ability to ignore the majority of the damage coming from laser weapons. But kinetic shots like this, things fired with their propulsion, they slam in. And, you know, Sir Isaac Newton is one of the deadliest sons of bitches out there. Shuffle in now that we've gotten that Joker out of the way. And now, let's see where Elias draws again. 1, 2 cards, and he draws the ace. And the pilot gets the 8. Elias is still going to line up with another shot. Speed penalty is now not offset by his Joker. So, this is a -2 on the roll. 4 and a 4. Last Benny. Hope I don't have to soak any wounds soon. 6 blows up at least. An 11 minus 2 is a 9, so it's a hit with a raise. So he gets his 5d10 plus a d6. Okay. So that's 18, 19, 25, 28. 28 plus 4 is 32, plus 5 is 37. Completely ignoring the armor, he just the second shot rings true. Elias watches. There's suddenly just a fireball in the sky. Just the explosion starts raining some of the mega damage shrapnel over the entirety of the city. You can hear it clinking like rain, but he doesn't stop long enough outside to pull up the pylons and to continue running. As he starts getting to the city limits, he turns back. The majority of the town is now on fire. He knows that it's less important that he stay to fight. There's no way, but he wants to come back. So, we'll go to our third scene. Current chaos factor is 7. 10. Goes up to an 8. Holy shit. That makes sense. It's about as chaotic as you get. 5, so it's an altered scene. My assumption is he knows the way back to the camp. He is hoping that they're there. Let's roll just to see. I'm going to throw... Alright. Yeah. 30. Deny. And 18. Deny danger. Does this mean that Deadshot and his crew deny danger? It means that they're ignoring the fight in Alexandria. Does this mean that they are still there, but they are prepared for a fight? That's an 11 before the chaos factor. Elias comes around the corner. Just... fuck. And he looks, and the camp is almost completely barricaded. You see some of the troopers who he had met with before, including the medic. And they are lining up. They are trying to get ready for what they assume is the inevitable fight coming. And as he sees it, I'm just kind of like, okay. Shit. It's either going to be one way in or one way out. So, let's see. I'm going to ask a fake question here. Are they going to fire on Elias as soon as they see him? 1 plus a 9 is a 10, but with the chaos factor of 8, that is a yes. And so he sees this, and he's just like, man, I don't want to do this anymore. But everybody's got to fucking try me today. He kind of stands up, and he's like, look, I'm an old man. Can you guys just get me? And then suddenly laser shots just... He's like, you know what? Fuck it. And he sinks in. So, Elias draws the 9, Crew draws the ace, and Deadshot draws the 5. You know what? Is Deadshot equitable to Elias? Oh, yeah. Alright, so he's going to draw 2 as well. But he drew 2 5s. Sucks for you, bro. The crew out here protecting Deadshot, they see him, knowing what this could only mean. Let's draw some combat actions to see what they may be doing here. Let's see. 65 is military, and 84 is military spy. One of the troopers is hiding up in the canopy, and as the rest of the group begins to fire on him with laser weapons, give them D6s. They'll act as a wild card. 5 hits. Let's see. But with half damage, none of the laser beams actually get through the armor. It glitters, and as each laser beam kind of strikes across the chrome exterior, they scatter, and a prismatic effect of rainbow lights comes around him. He is currently sinking his pylons in, but as he does, the trooper that's hiding up in the wings misses. A shot just... as they fire a kinetic sniper rifle. And Elias hears the impact. He looks around. He has no idea where they are. He stops what he's doing. His first action, of course, is to sink the pylons into the wet muck. And he knows on top of that, as long as he's out here, it's going to be sinking into the mud. Plus, even if he unleashes the pylons and gets up, he's going to be moving at half speed. Let's see. What does our good old buddy Elias do? Back to the combat table. 53 is intimidate or imitate, and 92. He is going to try to. He's going to try to intimidate him. He comes up over the radio and says, "Old Man Thunder, is that what they call you?" No, I got half of it right. The 6 blows up. 12. 12 plus 5 is 17. So, -1 on a spirit check. Elias has to beat a 17. Spirit's a d6. This ain't gonna work well. Oh, 6 blew up. Oh, 6 blew up again. Oh, there we go. 18. 19. -1, still an 18. And Elias has just fucking had it today. He watched his good friend of his get shot down. He is caught effectively like walking death of a disease. His city is burning to the ground from the coalition. And now he's coming out here to go find an old army ally who has betrayed him, apparently. And Elias has no fucking patience left. So he draws the 7. Bad guys draw the 7. Ah, shit. But Deadshot draws the Joker. So, Deadshot goes first. He sees that this has almost no effect on him. And he sinks in. Yeah, that's all he can do, really, if he wants to use the boom gun. It's going to be these rock'em sock'em robots out here. Spade versus the club, so the spade goes first. So that means Elias, he sees this. He knows the difference between these unarmored crew and exactly what a glitter boy can do. So he's going to take a shot. He's going to take a -2 from the technical difficulties and his fatigue, but a +1 from the laser sight. So it's a -1 total. And it's the only thing he's doing, so it's equaled out because he's got marksman. So a 5 hits. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, what is that? That is 14. 14 plus 7 is 21. Plus 6 is 27. Plus 10. So 37. 45. Another blow up, 55. 56 plus 5, 61 points of damage. Considering the fact that he completely ignores the armor, because boom gun's gonna boom, that brings his armor down to 17. He's about to take all wounds that he could possibly take. So he's got to make a vigor check. Poor Deadshot here is going to make a vigor check of D8. First thing he's got to do is spend a Benny. That's 1 success, but he's about to get blown out of the sky. He's going to burn another Benny. Oh, shit. He blows up, so he negates 2 wounds. Yeah, he negates 2 incoming wounds, but he still takes 2. And as he does, just the explosion rocks him backwards. Just Elias feels that suddenly his arm doesn't quite feel right. He looks down, and the power armor around it is shredded. His right arm now looks massively concussed. Bones are probably broken. Let's just for shits and giggles, let's do the vehicle critical hit. It is a 5, which means controls. It is very difficult to control while in motion, requiring a piloting skill every round to avoid going out of control. That's for That's for chases. We don't need chases. Instead, we'll just roll in the technical difficulties. 4. He takes an additional -2 on the -2 on any rolls while using the Glitterboy power armor. So he's going to be at a -4. The bad guys, they come through trying to still chase off, for whatever reason, this very deadly Glitterboy. The sniper misses. The laser guns miss as well. But the Joker goes back into the pool, and we are going to reshuffle. Elias on goddamn good shot there. Almost takes out Deadshot. We're going to have to see what he does. Elias, as he is waiting for the next shot to line up, and just yells out, he's like, Ilian, what the fuck did you bring this to my home for? Why are you here? And what the fuck is the purpose of this? People are dying. Elias draws the king. Goons draw a king, and Deadshot draws the jack. Goons go first, though. So, laser guns, one of them which hits. And halved, that's not enough. But of course, this gives the sniper a chance. He aims, fires, hits. Alright, so this does 2d12. Oh shit. 22 plus 6, 28. And then the armor piercing might be enough. 28. It's just enough. Elias looks backwards just in time when suddenly poof, he gets hit by one of these explosive concussive grenades launched from a rifle. He sees the spiral coming from the trees, but it's not quite enough time before the alarm goes. As it slams into him, he is now shaken. So he's got to make a spirit check. D6s, -1. Shit. And Elias loses his turn. Sunken as he is, his vision just barely begins to clear. He tries to put one gauntleted hand over his face just to take off the headache that is now ringing through him. He feels like he's about to throw up inside the power armor. God damn. The fuck was that? It is enough, though, for... Let's see. Does Deadshot come out of his shaking? No, he doesn't. The two glitter boys, as they just kind of like rock back and forth for a moment, both of which are shaken. Free action, Deadshot is going to retreat his pylons. So he is no longer stuck in the ground. So Elias draws the other king. Baddies draw an ace, and Deadshot draws a 3. Alright, that sucks. You hear a reload from up in the trees. Damn. It's hit with a raise. Another rocket comes screaming out like a furious raptor, just swooping down. But not nearly the amount of damage he did the first time, which is fantastic. It slams into the ground, or it slams into the boot of the armor, and Elias just, shit, the fuck, where's that coming from? Let's see now if Elias can unshake. It's -1s. Oof. He's still shaken, and with no bennies, he can't soak any of the wounds coming in, nor can he pay it to unshake. And Deadshot, though, the -4 total while he's in the power armor, he takes a pace penalty, but he still turns, and he begins to run through the swamp. So, Elias gets the ace, baddies get the 3, and Deadshot gets the queen. Come on. We got to do something here. All right. Yay, he's unshaken. He sees these two targets, one of which is peppering him with grenades, another one is trying to turn tail and run. Elias. I don't think he'd want to see his friend killed. So let's ask a question though. Does Elias go after Deadshot, or does Elias try to kill Deadshot? Let's see, that's a 9. Chaos factor of 8. Yes, he does try to kill Deadshot. His eyes and ears ringing. He stops, tries to line up, and oh shit. Dude, Elias, you gotta stop shooting people in the back, man. It's unseemly, yo. Alright, so it's a hit with the raise. Oof. God damn. Okay. So that's 20 right off the bat. 25. 25, 33. 37. These two blow up. 37, 45, 50. 55 points of damage. The shot rings out. Boom! And the power armor off, already, running like he's going to get into a 5K. It swamps into the boots. The swamp gets around the boots. He slows down a little bit trying to get up, and as he steps forward, there is just a massive hole. It's ripped straight through, and the pilot doesn't even have an opportunity to respond. It hits somewhere near the nuclear reactor. As it does, just and Deadshot is no more. Elias just turns and yells out, he's like, if you want to keep going, then fucking try me. But I only leave death behind me right now, and I don't have time for your shit. Let's ask a big question. Now that Deadshot is dead, do they turn and run? Oh yeah, smart folks. They begin to gather up, retreating, firing as they can. But eventually, Elias pulls up stakes. His boots begin to retract. He knows that they are fleeing. And he is now a man who has seen a lot of death.